Question 891. The substitution of one party in place of another is termed A. Subrogation, B. Substitution, C. Party replacement, D. Reliction. Correct answer is A. Subrogation. Party replacement is a descriptive phrase, not a recognized legal term. Reliction is a term in property law referring to the gradual recession of water, which exposes new land. It has no relation to parties in a contract. While substitution is a general term, subrogation is the specific legal concept for replacing one party with another. This is particularly relevant in areas like insurance or creditor-debtor relationships, where one entity assumes the rights of another. Subrogation specifically refers to the substitution of one party in place of another, particularly concerning rights or claims. The substituted party, like an insurer, acquires the legal rights and remedies of the original party, the insured or claimant, to pursue a third party. For example, if a homeowner's insurance company pays a claim for damage caused by a neighbor's negligence, the insurance company may then sue the neighbor to recover the funds it paid out. Question 892. For a lender, a major selling point for making purchase money mortgage loans is that such loans take priority over A. Federal tax liens, B. Seller's liens, C. Liens against the purchaser in effect at the time of purchase, D. None of the above. Correct answer is C. Liens against the purchaser in effect at the time of purchase. A major selling point for lenders making purchase money mortgage loans is their advantageous lien priority. A purchase money mortgage, PMM, is a mortgage given to the seller or a third-party lender by the buyer as part of the purchase price of real estate. Its defining characteristic is that it enables the buyer to acquire the property. Due to its nature, a purchase money mortgage typically takes super priority over certain other liens. This means it will generally have a higher priority than liens against the purchaser in effect at the time of purchase. This is the key advantage. A purchase money mortgage typically takes priority over pre-existing liens against the buyer, such as judgment or general state tax liens. This means the mortgage used to acquire the property will usually be paid first, even over other debts the buyer already had. Question 893. A kind of financial institution whose members usually share the same occupation is A. Savings bank, B. Credit union, C. Commercial bank, D. Insurance company. Correct answer is B. Credit union. The financial institution described, where members typically share the same occupation, is a credit union. Credit unions are cooperative financial institutions owned by their members. They are often formed around a common bond, which can be a shared employer, industry, geographic location, or other affiliation. This allows them to offer financial services tailored to their specific membership base. Credit unions often offer a variety of financial services, including savings accounts, checking accounts, loans, and investment products. Question 894. Presented with two differing pest control reports for a property in escrow, the escrow officer should A. Submit the report to the parties that shows the least amount of damage, B. Submit the report to the parties that shows the greatest amount of damage, C. Submit both reports to the parties for them to decide which one to use, D. Submit the reports to the broker and ask her which report to submit to the parties. Correct answer is C. Submit both reports to the parties for them to decide which one to use. An escrow officer serves as a neutral third party in real estate dealings. Their role is to strictly follow buyer and seller instructions and ensure all contract conditions are satisfied. Their role is not to interpret or make decisions about conflicting information. When presented with two differing pest control reports, the escrow officer's duty is to ensure full disclosure to the principals involved. Therefore, the escrow officer should submit both reports to the parties for them to decide which one to use. This approach maintains the escrow officer's neutrality and ensures all parties have complete information. It allows the buyer and seller, with their agents, to address any discrepancies and negotiate solutions based on their purchase agreement. Question 895. The real estate law designates a duty upon a real estate agent to his principle of undivided interest and loyalty. This relationship can be compared to the one between a renter to his landlord, b. trustee to his beneficiary, c. teacher to her student, d. none of the above. Correct answer is b. trustee to his beneficiary. Renter to his landlord b is a contractual relationship based on a lease, not typically a fiduciary one. While a teacher has a professional duty to guide and educate students, it's not considered a legal fiduciary relationship in the same vein as an agent-principal or trustee-beneficiary. The real estate law's designation of a real estate agent's duty to their principal as one of undivided interest and loyalty is a description of a fiduciary relationship. In a fiduciary relationship, one party, the fiduciary, is obligated to act in the best interests of another party, the principal, placing the principal's needs above their own. A trustee is legally obligated to manage the assets of a beneficiary with the utmost care and loyalty. Question 896. Termination of the offeree's power of acceptance can result from all these causes, except a. expiration of the offer, b. counter offer by the offeree, c. rejection by the offeree communicated by mail that does not reach the offerer, d. revocation of the offer by the offerer before the offeree has accepted the offer. Correct answer is c. rejection by the offeree communicated by mail that does not reach the offerer. Expiration of the offer is a valid way to terminate the offeree's power of acceptance. If the offerer sets a deadline for acceptance and it passes, the offeree can no longer accept. Counter offer by the offeree also terminates the original offer. When the offeree proposes new terms, it's essentially rejecting the original offer and making a new one. The offerer also can revoke their offer at any time before it's accepted, even if they promise to keep it open for a certain period. However, rejection by the offeree that doesn't reach the offerer does not terminate the power of acceptance. For a rejection to be effective, it must be communicated to the offerer. Until the offerer receives the rejection, the offeree still has the power to accept the offer. Question 897. A zoning ordinance makes it legal to build a new commercial building on a property in a mostly residential neighborhood, but the deed to the property prohibits commercial construction. Which should be followed, the zoning ordinance or the deed? A. Zoning ordinance. B. Deed. C. Whichever was first recorded. D. It must be decided by a zoning officer and a probate court, with joint jurisdiction. Correct answer is B. Deed. Deed restrictions, also known as covenants, conditions, and restrictions, CC&Rs, are private agreements that limit the use of property. When a zoning ordinance clashes with a deed restriction, the more restrictive rule always takes precedence. This means if a public regulation allows something a private restriction forbids, the private restriction must be followed. In this scenario, the zoning ordinance makes it legal to build a commercial building, less restrictive. The deed to the property prohibits commercial construction, more restrictive. Because the deed restriction is more restrictive than the zoning ordinance regarding commercial construction, the deed restriction must be followed. Private restrictions can set higher standards than public ones, but they cannot allow something that public zoning prohibits. Therefore, the correct answer is B. Deed. Question 898. Even if authorized by the broker, there are restrictions on who else besides the broker can withdraw funds from his trust account. Which of these persons can lawfully do so? A. An employee of the broker, but not an independent contractor. B. An employee of the broker, if the employee is covered by a surety bond protecting the broker. C. An outside auditor. D. No one besides the broker can ever withdraw funds from his trust account. Correct answer is B. An employee of the broker, if the employee is covered by a surety bond protecting the broker. In California, the handling of trust funds by real estate brokers is strictly regulated to protect the public. While the broker is primarily responsible, there are specific circumstances under which other authorized individuals can withdraw funds from a broker's trust account. According to the California Department of Real Estate, DRE, regulations, specifically Regulation 2834, withdrawals from a broker's trust account can be made upon the signature of 1. The broker themselves. 2. A salesperson licensed to the broker, if specifically authorized in writing by the broker. 3. An unlicensed employee can withdraw funds from a broker's trust account, but only if two conditions are met. They must have specific written authorization from the broker, and they need to be covered by a fidelity bond that protects the broker against theft or dishonesty. This bond provides financial protection to the broker and their clients in case of any wrongdoing by the employee. Question 899. Which of the following would not be classified as a prime tenant in a shopping mall? A. Mom and pop shoe store. B. Whole Foods. C. Ralph's. D. Apple store. Correct answer is A. Mom and pop shoe store. A. Prime tenant in a shopping mall is a well-known, high-traffic retailer that attracts customers to the mall. These tenants are typically large, national chains with strong brand recognition. These tenants are crucial for attracting foot traffic, which then benefits smaller, inline stores. Mom and pop shoe store typically refers to a small, independent, locally owned business. While it might offer unique products, it generally occupies a small space and does not have the drawing power to serve as a primary attraction for the entire mall. It relies on the traffic generated by larger stores. Whole Foods is a large, nationally recognized grocery chain. Ralph's, part of the Kroger family, is a large, regional, national supermarket chain. Similar to Whole Foods, supermarkets are classic examples of anchor tenants because they draw a large volume of customers regularly. While an Apple store is not a traditional large department store, it is a globally recognized brand that generates immense customer traffic and excitement. In modern malls, Apple stores often serve as mini anchors or strong drawing cards due to their unique appeal and consistent flow of visitors. Based on the definition of a prime tenant, as a major draw for the mall, the mom and pop shoe store would not be classified as one. Question 900. This kind of damages is meant to place the party damaged by a breach of contract in the position they would have had if the breach had not occurred. A. Fairness damages. B. Compensating damages. C. Expectation damages. D. Damages of consequence. Correct answer is C. Expectation damages. Expectation damages, also known as benefit of the bargain damages, are the most common type of damages awarded for a breach of contract. Their goal is to compensate the non-breaching party for the loss of the benefit they expected to receive from the contract, effectively putting them in the financial position they would have occupied if the contract had been fully performed. This includes lost profits, lost opportunities, and other financial losses resulting from the breach.